Live from the City of Angels, it's Sunday night. From tonight's MMT evaluation, Real Life, Send Me an Angel. We'll discuss good fortune on the way, but we're going to start with one battle after another. First of all, this story that just hit today, courtesy of Variety and Owen Gleiberman, is wowzers. I can't even believe what I'm reading when I read this piece. Let's start with that, and then we'll get into how much cash one battle's going to lose Warner Brothers. All of that here tonight on this Sunday evening spectacular live from LA. So let's first bring up that article from Variety that posted today, and I've got to read it without laughing, okay? It's going to be very difficult for me to even attempt to do that, but I will right now as we pop it up here and we look at what Owen had to say about one battle after another. And by the way, I'm just going to call it now so you understand what I'm going to do here. Our MMT film fraud of the week is Owen Gleiberman for this article. I'm not going to laugh. I'm not going to laugh. No, one battle after another is not a left-wing movie. I can't stop it. I'm sorry. I failed. Just like Owen Gleiberman did when he wrote this piece. What in the hell? Basically saying to the world, I am so far left that I can't even see this film as left. Which I think's the problem with the left. I'm not right, I'm not left. I'm centric. Sure, I lean one way or the other on issues. But overall, I try to stay objective at all times. But objectively, one battle after another is left-wing ideology pushing. It's not up for debate. The fact that this article exists, I want to see the piece on how he wrote this with a straight face. I don't know how. I'm not going to read through the entire thing. I don't need to, because I've seen the film. It's right there. But one of the other issues with the article is that he talks about how Bret Easton Ellis said that the reason so many people love this film, critics in particular, is because they're left-leaning. And I've said that over and over in this space. If you look at the Ringers of the world, you look at the David Elricks, you look at anybody that is, quote, film Twitter elite. And I definitely put elite in quotes, okay? Because they are not elite at anything. But they are chin-stroking, left-wing human beings. That's just who they are. To pretend that they're not is absurd. And the fact that Owen Gleiberman's like, nah, that doesn't... What? Are you kidding me? The same critics that savaged Hillbilly Elegy because of who was being portrayed in the film? Exactly. You don't do that. I could watch a documentary on King Shill, Eric Davis, and if it was done well, I'd say it's a good film. That's called being objective. As long as it portrayed him as being a shill. Then I'd be like, it's fine. It's a pure documentary. It's legit. There's no agenda here. But that's the thing. In the space, everybody... I think almost everyone but me, honestly. And that's being, dude, if there's one thing that I am guilty of, it is being 1,000% authentic every moment of every day. I can't stop that. It's the way I was built. These other people aren't. And if they think they are, they're delusional. So this whole piece is laughable journalism. But let's talk about the real issue with one battle after another. It's not that it's hard left or even center left. being as generous as I possibly could be. No. The issue with this film is it's a tonal train wreck. If it were heavy drama, if it were absurdist comedy, one or the other, not trying to mesh those things and ending up with a film that is not good. This is not a great film. The only thing that this film excels at, truly excels at, is directorial scope. That is it. And the fact that this is being praised as one of the greatest movies of the 2000s / forever is another sign that you can trust no one in the space except for MMT, the gold fucking standard. That's who we are. No one is even in the picture. This isn't a competition. I will destroy these sons of bitches 24 hours a day, 365. It's not even effort taking from me. I can literally wake up, roll out of bed, and beat these motherfuckers into the ground. It's not even up for debate. We are the gavel of truth. And when it comes down, we are right every damn time, baby. And don't you forget what you're watching. And the man who's telling you the truth, always. But I'm not going to have some conversation about this not being a left-wing film. It's not happening. We're not doing this because I don't live in a world of lies like Owen Gleiberman, who apparently, he's one of the best in the space. Well, Owen, whatever you just had, you lost it all. You went back down to zero. Your value is in the penny stocks now after this garbage piece that you wrote for Variety. I hope you're happy with that. Destroying your reputation on an article that is straight out riotous to read. And again, delusional to not admit these things. But again, not the issue with the film. Don't really care. Tonally, it is messy and nowhere near the, quote, masterpiece you've been told from the Sean Fennessys, the biggest fraud on planet Earth in the entire space or any space. Sean fucking Fraud Fennessy, the biggest joke in the entire film space. And film Twitter, take that, cut it to him, send it to him. And Fennessy, come after me, buddy, anytime. You can't hang with me for 20 seconds. Hell, 2. It's not even, dude, it's laughable. And I say it again to you, Fennessy, and I'll say it tonight as I get into this. This is what I'm doing tonight. Do me a favor, buddy. Go to the gym and lift the bar. Like, literally just go in and lift the bar. Set the weights to 5 pounds and do a couple of curls. Do something that shows me you have testosterone in your body, because I don't see it. Oh, you want to play? I will play hard. Do not play with Mr. Weber. Do not do that. You will lose every time. This is why film Twitter needs to understand. You don't mess with the MMT, man. You just don't. You're going to lose. And it's not going to go well for you. Simone, he must have been commissioned to write that article to help push one battle. And let's talk about that, Simone, because that's a brilliant observation. In this town, bad publicity / ridiculous publicity is publicity. That's exactly what Warner's is getting right now from this article. And we're going to talk about how much it's going to lose them in a minute. Okay, that was really what the stream's supposed to be about. And then this popped up, and I'm like, no, we got to talk about this. But that's what happens. He has an editor who's like, listen, I know you might not believe this, but how about you write a piece that kind of counters that whole left-wing narrative thing about this film? Let's push that, the right-wing narrative, right, about this being a left-wing narrative film. And Owen's like, yeah, I'm kind of left. That's fine. I can do that. Even if he doesn't fully agree with it. Whereas I'd say, that's bullshit. I'm not writing that article. This is stupid. It's so fucking left-wing. Are you kidding me? I can't do that. But it's about clicks. And look, we're all talking about this. It's like the big thing on X right now. But it's not even up for debate. Oh, you got Sonny Bunches of the world. I was looking at that guy. Whatever. Is it Sonny Birch or Bunch? Whatever it is. He blocked me. Sonny, let me explain something to you, dude. You don't even realize you're left wing. That's the issue with these people. They don't even see it. They can't even understand who they are. They're so far to the left. They don't even realize they are. Like, how do you not look in the mirror and know who you are? I know who I am. I admit to it openly, over and over. I don't sit here and go, well, I'm not really this. I admit it. Loudmouth, opinionated, a little cocky. So what? You live here once on this planet, last I checked. I'll live it how I want, especially as I get older. I don't answer to anyone, man. And nor should you. Well, I'm suggesting you should probably do your job. Maybe not tell your boss to F off. But in general, you should do what pleases you as long as it's not hurting others. I have no problem with that. Live that credo in life. But that's what this is. This is about getting this film back in the conversation over and over and over, because publicity is publicity at the end of the day. And Warner Brothers really wants to get Best Picture with this, which will be listen, at this point, if this wins Best Picture, we're talking about another terrible film that's won Best Picture. Not as bad as Anora, because Anora has virtually nothing going for it. I do like Sean Baker's direction overall. Grounded. I just want to see him with a different screenplay. Just, Sean Baker's not a good writer, okay? He needs to direct and not write. And I would argue here, again, with PTA. He needs to direct, which he can do, not write, not here. This isn't The Master. The Master's his best film. Let's not even have a debate about that. That's closed. It's over. We're not even having a question about that. You can bring up, there might be blood, whatever the hell it's called. But here's the thing. When you look at that film and you compare it to The Master, I think what you get with The Master is you get two performances that are, I mean, you're talking about two of the best performances ever playing off one another when you watch The Master, okay? When you look at Philip Seymour and you look at Joaquin, that is just next level shit, okay? And just watching them spar verbally is one of the best things I've ever seen. That's his best film. But when we look at this film, One Battle, this is not PTA's best film. We talked about that opening night when I came out here and did my MMT evaluation. If you've not seen that, go and watch it on MMT's YouTube channel, Midnight Movie Talk. If you're watching on X, you're not going to be able to find it. It's not there. It's all on YouTube. Leo's no longer the bankable star he used to be. Young girls these days find him gross. Well, I mean, listen, he dates like 20-year-olds and he's 50, right? Speaking of that, because the topic tonight was really about One Battle, how much money is it going to lose. So I'm going to go straight to the Warner Brothers email that came out today, right? This is the latest global number for this film. And you can see we're at $162.5 million. Now, here's the thing. Okay, again, objective. This is great. This number for a film that does not feature superheroes, it's not horror, it's not huge IP, $162.5 million is a W, okay? That's right, but hold on, I haven't finished. Normally, it would be a colossal W. Another one for Warner Brothers this year. Obviously, Minecraft and Sinners and all the films they've had this year. F1 with Apple. You look at all the films they've had, Conjuring, they have killed it this year. And this is impressive for the film that it is. The biggest ever for PTA. Leo, listen, you just said he's not bankable. $162.5 million. This film doesn't get anywhere near there without Leo. So I don't think that's accurate. But here's the problem. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. This is why I'm informing you right now. $130 million budget, which is absurd. I mean, wow. How did that even happen? Well, apparently he shot a lot of this in California. California has crap tax credits. When you shoot here, you pay a premium, which makes no sense. That's why this town is dying. L.A. is a disaster, okay? I don't even go to Hollywood. I have not been to Beverly Hills, anything, West Hollywood, in I think a year. Burbank's great. Safe. It's a bubble. No real issues here. Great police force. Oh, no, he loves authoritarian. Because he likes the police to do their jobs and clean up crime. Or, in the case of One Battle, to enforce the Constitution and say, we have laws on immigration. You need to come here legally. And that makes you an authoritarian because you're enforcing laws, right? Listen, just quickly on that. If I pick up MMT Studios from right here in Los Angeles and I move to the UK and I start broadcasting from London, can I just move to the UK? they're going to say you need to immigrate here. You need a visa. You need all this, right? You know I'm right. Don't even argue about that. So here's the thing. So if I have to have that to go there, then why doesn't someone else have to have that to come here? And don't tell me, I don't want to talk about race. I don't want to talk about any of that. It doesn't matter if I'm white, black, Asian. It doesn't matter. You're an immigrant. So that doesn't even play into it. And don't even get me started on, well, certain people deserve certain things. Help. We got to help these people. No, you don't. No, you don't. Everyone's treated equally under the law. Everyone is treated equally. I don't want the rich person to get away with stuff because they're rich. I don't want the poor person to pay for things because they're poor. I want you to be judged on your character, not the color of your skin. This isn't hard. So don't even get me started on that. But, okay, I brought up that 130. So here's my Google calculator. You get this is how I operate here. I don't even have a calculator app here on my laptop. I've got Google and I put in what is 130 times 2.5. You're like, what's 2.5? Good question. 2.5 is generally regarded as the number, the multiple you need to do times the budget that will get you to profitability theatrically. Now, listen, after theatrical, there are revenue streams. Obviously, there are DVD sales, not as much as in the past, but still, you know, the letterbox nerds want to collect their stuff. By the way, those of you are like, well, physical media, everything you see behind me is physical media. Every one of these boxes is an FYC screener. The DVDs are in a pile. I know they're in here. Hold on, let me find them. Listen, this is how I treat my DVDs. You go, what? This is my card deck of DVDs and what's on top. You damn well know. Best film of the 2020s right there. Tar. But right, this is what used to be in what's behind me. Okay? But you've got DVD sales. You've got streaming. You've got Max, whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called now. Is it back to HBO Max? I don't have it. I watch everything in theaters. I don't watch anything. I literally watch nothing on streaming now. Not a single show. I watched Studio and that was it. But all that adds up. And listen, 325 is to break even. Back to what we said this film's at, and you can see it live from the Warner Brothers email, 162.5. So we are 100 and we're halfway there. We are halfway there, right? Exactly halfway. Holy shit. Just hit me. See, this is what happens when it's live. I'm telling you guys, I do not plan the show out. Can you tell? Sometimes it works, most times it doesn't. But I don't have a real, roadmap. I just generally just say whatever the hell comes across my mind at the time. But that is perfect. We're halfway there. The problem is we're not going to get the other halfway there. I think this thing ends up at like 180, maybe 200 if it's lucky. 200 would be just a miracle, right, for a film like this. Listen, even if it loses money. If you told me that one battle would get to 200 million worldwide, I would not have taken that bet. And I'm the guy who said F1 would make more money than Superman. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to box office prognostication. So that is a win. So that's the thing, right? It's a win for movie theaters and generally for theatrical, but a loss for Warner Brothers because they're going to lose their ass. Now, listen, they don't care because they've had such a profitable year. But ultimately, you don't want to make movies that lose money. I don't even care what it is. I don't want to lose $100 million. It's not my money. You know, isn't it amazing how people don't get fired over that? If I had a decision, right? If you had a decision at work, listen, we need you to tell us what we want to do here. Do we want to do this or not? And if you miss, it's going to cost us like $100 million. Do you think you'd still have a job on Monday, tomorrow? Probably not. That's my guess. You lost us $100 million. Nope. Warner Brothers like, you know what? You win some, you lose some. Well, that must be nice. I just lost $100 million. You don't seem to care? That's pretty cool. That's how this town operates. You can have a bunch of those losses. I mean, they almost fired their co-chairs earlier this year. Remember, after Mickey 17, the abomination that it is, that film, it was like, oh my God, we got to get rid of everybody here and start over. And then came Minecraft. Then came Sinners. And everything changed for the WB. And that is what saved their asses. So a film like this, after the year they've had, it's okay. Plus, remember, like I said, I admit this. You don't think I understand this. Come on, man. The Ward's ace. Even if I don't have the site anymore, because I just found there's too much time, I don't want to deal with it. Ultimately, the reason I do this stream, it's easy. I played volleyball all day. It was beautiful. What a day in California. And I come back and I rant and rave for an hour. Tonight, I'm going to do it also. Get ready, guys. We're doing an MMT Gets Freaky, because what I'm going to talk about tonight, if you've never seen that show, it is the paranormal and crazy shit. And I'm telling you, we're in the final days. But that's an aside. Can anyone literally switch gears between film and the end of the world as well as me? We just go from first to fifth and back to first. That's what we do better than anybody. Is there anyone in this space, or dare I say any space, who can hang with me? I've gone 20 minutes straight, nonstop, with facts, opinion, and dead-on accuracy. It's why we're the gold standard. No one. No one can hang with us. We're the gold standard. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. Because I've ranted and raved for 20 minutes, I need a short timeout. I'm talking 30 seconds. Because guess what's up next? We're going to do the MMTE, which is the MMT evaluation, the live review of Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen in Good Fortune. It's a film I saw last night. I like the film. I don't love the film. I'm going to tell you what works and what does not work with this film. You're going to watch this live. We are not Chris Stuckman. We are not Jeremy Johns. We sure as hell ain't Grace Randolph. Because if they tried to do this live, it would be a train wreck like one battle after another's tonal disaster. Here comes 30 seconds, the setup for Good Fortune. Welcome in here on this Sunday night.
Can you keep a secret? I'm an angel. See the wings? And I switched Artist's life.
My life sucks!
With Jeff's life.
Why are you in my clothes? What's happening right now?
Oh, no.
I have to take your wings.
I'm fired?
You live out this life as a human.
Ooh, you've been a bad boy.
What has happened to you, Gabriel? You're smoking cigarettes now?
Leave me alone, Jeff. I like it. It's all I have.
Good Fortune, rated R.
Okay, which I like, right? He's a guardian angel, and he loses his wings because of what happens between Seth and what's his ass, the other guy who directed this. But here's what I like about this film. And you can see the setup, right? You're going to have this life and you're going to have the other one. Freakier Friday for white, well, I was going to say white males, but that's not right. For dudes, okay? And when you look at this film, here's what I like about it. It has a very congenial nature. You can't help but like the film. Even if you don't like Seth Rogen's politics. One thing I'll say about Seth, I think he's very earnest. I think he's very honest. I think he's a very real person. And he said some things in the past that you're like, I don't know if I agree with that. But I think of all the stars, if you ask me who I'd like to have a beer with, Seth Rogen would be on my top 5. Because I think you get pretty much what you see in the movies and the shows with him. I do. But the film exudes that. It helps to have Rogen, because I think he has that in spades as well. Likable guy. You got clear-cut characters. Why is that important? Because I know who everybody is and what they're trying to get. What are they doing in the film in order to achieve whatever that is? This is hard to do without telling you exactly what happens. But obviously, one guy wants to go back to his life. The other guy doesn't want to go back because one guy was rich and the other guy was poor. And then you flip them. Of course, the poor guy's like, I'm going to stay rich forever. And the rich guy's like, come on, man, you stole my life. Okay, yeah, that's as simple as it gets, but it's true. That's exactly what the film is. But here's why I like the film. Because it really portrays the haves and have-nots, especially here in Los Angeles. That is a chasm, okay? The have-nots versus the haves here in Los Angeles. My God, man, you talk about disparity. It is oceans wide. And here's the thing. This film represents both sides, I think, and does so without damning either side. And then really gives you a feel of the gig economy, how so many people in this town are struggling just to pay the rent. Rent keeps going up. Everything we pay for, all of our groceries up, gas up. Everything keeps going up, but our wages stay stagnant. And this film talks about that. And that I like. Okay, Kiki Taylor has a really good monologue about how she's fighting for what she has, and she's not ashamed to not be rich. And I think that's cool because I don't have a problem. I love watching a blue collar, a struggle, somebody who's not living up in the hills, who's working a 9 to 5 and doesn't necessarily love what they do, but they do it because they have to. This film does portray that well, and it looks pretty good for LA. You know, listen, the cinematography on this is better than it really should be. And I think that's something directors you really need to consider when you make a film. You can not shortchange the look of a film. We talk about that virtually every evaluation. If a film looks like fire to me, then I'm going to be drawn into your film more. Even if I don't love it, go back and look at One Battle, which we talked about off the top. A film that I think, from a screenplay perspective, is not the best film of the year, as generously as I can put it. But from a filmmaking perspective, that Vista Vision, that just scope of it, right? That all looks like what I want to see inside a cinema. And I think this film has some of that. It looks good for Los Angeles. It also doesn't shy away from showing you homelessness and the rough side of things, because that's a lot of this town. Here's the issue with the film, and this is something that is very good for the screenwriters out there, first-time directors we have here. When you watch this film, so many scenes do not leave you at the perfect moment. Okay? We talk about that very often. When you watch a film and you're editing your film, you do not want to have that scene drag just a little bit too long, certainly not way too long. And you look at films that are way over long, it's because each scene is not cut to its maximum effectiveness. And in this film, it's not about it being too long. It only clocks in about 1:38. It's about the timing. The end of the scene should leave you like, that was great. Snappy, right? Bang, let's go to the next thing. Good. It kind of leaves you on like a lull. It just doesn't hit. You want it to hit, go, hit, go, hit, go. Whatever the scene is, I want to end it at the exact moment so that when I go to the next scene, I am feeling like the thing is really progressing. There's so many times where the dialogue here just kind of falls flat. The jokes don't really make you laugh that much. I think that's the others. You're not going to laugh a whole lot here. I like this more as a portrayal of what life in Los Angeles is for both the haves and the have-nots. So that's my recommendation on Good Fortune. But it's really important that filmmakers out there, you understand that you do not want your scene to not be the perfect version of the scene that you had on the page. It needs to be perfect, or it needs to be as close to it. It cannot, if it's not quite there, punch up the script. Do some tricks. Make some cool edits. Something that'll make the film just feel a little fresher, a little zingier, as it were. This film just kind of doesn't have that. I'm going to give it 80%. And that's a B-. It's solid enough. You know, listen, I see a lot of bad films. I see a lot of films I would not recommend to you. Good Fortune is not something I definitely do not say you should run out to see this, okay? But when it comes on streaming and you just want to watch an easy, goes down simple, you're not going to have any issues with it, watch Good Fortune. You'll probably have a few laughs. I think you'll enjoy it. Overall, a moderate recommend on this. I haven't seen this one yet, but it looks like it was shot by the guy who shot the Zoe Kravitz movie Blink Twice. You know, that Mark, I didn't look who did the cinematography here, but Blink Twice is fire, right? It really is. That is a really clean looking film. And that wouldn't surprise me, because this film has way more of that than I expected. When I went in, I expected it to look like, you know, a typical kind of regular comedy, nothing special on the overall aesthetic. And I believe this film has more of that. Now, I'm not telling you it's a cinematography play or something like that. I'm just saying, right, why not, if you're going to make a comedy, make it look better than it should? You go back to a film like, remember that film Paint? No one saw it but me. Paint is a great example of a film that's garbage across the board. Direction's bad, the look of it's bad, the jokes are bad, cringy. Okay, with Owen Wilson. Trust me, you didn't miss anything with Paint. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that film had nothing. If it would have had cool cinematography, then maybe I'd still think it sucks. But I'm just saying, right, give me something. Right? It's bad if I can't come away from your film with one element that I thought was exceptional or at least recommendable, right? Go watch for the score, the cinematography. Go back and look at Tron Ares, right? Film's going to lose Disney $300 million plus. It's going to lose their ass, okay? We talked about this morning on Midnight Movie Money, and it is dead. in the water at 103 million worldwide. 500 million to break even. It's going to lose like 350 plus million. Easy. But when you look at Tron, right? Why do you want to see Tron? Because you've got that Nin score, and you've also got the 3D visuals that work. Screenplay, you're not going to think it's great. But again, at least I'm going for something. You got to give me something, okay? If you can't give me at least one thing, preferably 5 things or 10 things, look at Tar. Everything's great. Everything. Name an element, it's great. The only thing score is the only thing that's not great in that film. But I think that's because Todd buried it. Hildor did the score, and he just put it like so low in the mix, you can't even hear it. We talked about that. I've talked about that when I talked to Todd Field. I said, what's up with the score? I hear she did the score, but I don't even hear it. He goes, well, it's there. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. Go watch Tar. It's not in the score. So, but when a film is playing at that high level, we call it the elite plus, the stratospheric level, right? Then you're talking about, that's what I want to watch. We just don't get many of those, right? I don't know which one lost more, Tron or Snow White. I mean, they're both massive losers for Disney, but listen, their stock's still high. They have all the Disney Plus subscribers. You know, listen, these studios don't seem to mind losing cash. That's the thing that's kind of crazy, right? You go, well, again, if I lost $100 million, I would expect not to have a job. But for a lot of these people, they're like, yeah, you know, we're good. You can just keep your job. You just lost $100 million, but we're good. All right, let's do a trailer reacts. This is Send Help, and this is, who directed this? I'll remember in a second. Don't tell me. I know it's a big horror guy. Is it Raimi? Okay, I think it's Raimi. Here comes the trailer reaction. I've not watched this yet. Remember, I save all these for when I do them live. I'll do it live. I do not watch these ahead of time because otherwise it's not organic. So here we go. This is Send Help from 20th Century Fox / minus the Fox.
I'm going to be frank with you. You are smart. I know that you are great with numbers, but I just don't think you got it. As an executive, I see no value in you.
Dylan O'Brien has had a fantastic 2025. He was in a very small film that I saw. What was that called? I want to say Wildcat. It wasn't Wildcat. But he's also in Twinless. I mean, obviously, I think Twinless is the best film of the year. I do. From a screenplay, direction, and performances, Twinless is the best film of 2025. And this is why I have more credibility than anyone in the space, because that's the truth of it. But he also was in this really small film as like kind of this gangster New Jersey thug guy. He was solid in that. But Dylan O'Brien's having a resurgence, and it's good to see him do this. He's a very strong actor.
Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, what?
You know we have the Bangkok merger coming up. Prove me wrong. Oh, Linda, before you go, I forgot to mention I've received a few complaints about you.
Complaints?
Noxious odors.
I'm really into this. Rachel McAdams, come on, man. A horror film? I have no idea where this is going. She's looking for revenge. She's going to tie him up in a chair and torture him. I'm not sure. Let's find out.
Oh, God.
Take your seats, you're a little bitch.
He played. Okay, this is not where this is going. He plays a dick really well. Again, that film, whatever it was called, it's a strange name. Tiger Boy. God darn it, someone will remember it. We did the evaluation. But he's playing a version of this, only a rich version. That guy was like a New Jersey laundromat owner guy. It's nice to know there's a film that looks kind of cool for January. January is the dumping ground, right? You guys know that. January and August, traditionally the worst months of the cinema calendar. And I think that this is encouraging so far. Are we going to go Lost here? What's going on? Okay, all right. Yeah, she's got to take care of him and she hates him. Okay, all right.
Look who's joined the land of the living.
How long?
You been out? Day and a half?
Have you tried making a distress signal? Or a bigger fire?
I was busy trying to keep us alive.
But getting us out of here.
Castaway horror version.
That should be your focus, not being Susie Homemaker over here.
What did you just say to me?
Let's not
I like it. He's still being a dick.
forget, I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
Yeah, I was right. It was Sam Raimi. Honestly, I remembered sort of this was from him. Remember Drag Me to Hell? That's cool. What a finish. What a finish to that film, right? Ah, yeah, that's what I want to see out of my horror.
No help is coming.
You just have to accept that this is how things are now.
You ever hunt? I think I like it.
You are stuck with an asshole boss. Just like I was. Although I'm betting I am a much nicer boss than you ever would have been. Except for maybe this part.
Oh, here we go. This is the torture part. Well, sorta. She's helping him, but she's also enjoying it.
I don't think we should ever leave.
Yeah, right? This is my kind of film. I always love a horror film. Not all of them by any means. Okay, go back and you look at Conjuring was completely forgettable. That last one, overall as a series, I can't even believe that's like the biggest horror franchise ever. Insane. And then you look at what we just had, Black Phone 2, not a great film. But this is encouraging for January. I'm down with Send Help. All right, let me do one more trailer and I'll get to some comments. Actually, I had some other things. I'm going to get to as much as I can, but I really want to do an MMT Gets Freaky tonight. So I might go a little short here so I can extend that because I really only have like an hour in me live. And eventually I just go, I can't do this anymore. All right, let's go and watch. Let's see here. I had some couple things saved here. Let me see what I have saved here from Instagram. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, let's save this. Give me a second. This is, let me hit it here. This is Rob Lowe talking about how shooting in Los Angeles is the worst, okay? We're not going to watch the whole thing, but listen to what he talks about. I talked about it earlier, how it costs so much money to shoot in Los Angeles, and this is what Rob Lowe has to say about why that is.
To Ireland than to walk across the lot at Fox. Right. Past the sound stages and do it there. Crazy. Do you think if we shot Parks right now, we would be in Budapest? 100% we would be. We'd be in Budapest. We would be. It's so weird. There's nothing shoots in Los Angeles. Nothing. I had I
literally lost it. But okay, so here's the thing. I literally pushed the wrong button. I can speak to it. The reality is, like Lowe's talking about when they're having that conversation about how Los Angeles is so expensive, prohibitive to shoot here, that there's nothing that shoots here. Okay? And that's the thing, is because they have made the taxes, they don't give you the incentives to shoot in California / Los Angeles. You need a permit for everything. If you just shoot on a sidewalk, you better have a permit. You can't even do it guerrilla style. Someone will arrest you. We'll have homeless everywhere, but we will not have, they're fine. But if you try to shoot a film without a permit, we're going to arrest you. And can I just speak to that, why that is? It's very simple. It's not hard to figure out exactly why that is. Because when you look at a homeless person, they're not going to be able to pay a fine. You're not making any money from them. They can't bail themselves out of prison when they go to jail. So you don't want to deal with it. If you're a cop or you're the city, you don't even want to deal. Conversely, if you're shooting a movie without a permit, you're going to give them a ticket for $1,000. You're going to make $1,000 for the city. Okay? This is why you see the homelessness crisis here out of control, because they don't want to deal with it. There's no money in it. There's no incentive to stop it. I was coming back from the beach today, driving up the 710. On the 710, man, along the LA riverbed, there are so many tents. It is like, man, it was not like that a few years ago. Now it is so bad here. You can't even fathom how awful it is. Okay? Burbank has homeless now when they never did. We never did before. We now have them, but they don't allow them to erect tents. But you can sleep on the sidewalk. You can be outside the 7-Eleven. In the past, you couldn't even do that. So here's the issue. Sooner or later, it's just going to take over. And Burbank's going to have the same problems as LA. Because you have to curtail it, and there's too many. But again, back to the whole shooting here. Ponyboy, thank you, Jacob. Nice job. Ponyboy was the film I was thinking of with Dylan O'Brien from earlier this year, that he plays the gangster Jersey guy. Scumbag. But, these things trouble me because I live here, and I just don't want any issues like that. We all don't. Listen, I'm not saying I don't feel for them, the homeless, but I'm telling you that it is a problem, okay? We just can't have people living in tents on the sidewalk. as a functional society. We just can't. I don't know what the answer is. We just can't have it. It just erodes society very quickly. And then lawlessness, obviously, guys, it's not even up for debate. It's right in front of you. And that doesn't make me right wing. By the way, let's make that very, very, very clear here. Me saying that I think we need to get a control, get some help here on that does not make me right wing. It makes me logical. I don't know what to tell you. All right, let's watch one more trailer and I'm going to probably bag out and get ready. I'm not leaving. I'm going to shut this show down and I'm going to put up some different wallpaper and we're going to do MMT Gets Freaky and I'm going to show you some shit that you're not going to really, if you've never seen it, your whole world's going to change. And I'm not kidding either when I say that. Like, it sounds like, Weber's being funny, he's being hyperbolic. That's the thing is, right, the movies are like one thing I enjoy talking about, don't get me wrong, but there's stuff out there that's way crazier and things no one's talking about. I'd rather talk about that. Because ultimately, I can talk about Begonia, which you can see here at the trailer. I'm going to see that this week. I'm going to talk about the Springsteen movie. We can do that. But there's other stuff that interests me. It's certainly stuff that maybe if you don't know is out there, you're going to go, what? Let's watch Keeper. It's a minute 58. Short one here. This is Oz Perkins. Let's pray it's better than the monkey. Here is the trailer for Keeper. I'll react accordingly. Here we go.
I don't wanna play in your yard.
Yeah, Wreck was cool. I agree. Wreck's way better than a lot of this shit.
Can I trust this man?
You'll be sorry
Can I trust this woman?
when you see me.
Don't show me too much.
There's something special about you.
Of course, Guillermo del Toro said that, right? He's always praising things, so I'm not going to buy that.
You make the children.
And James Wan, again, another director, of course, they're going to say good things.
I want to go. I want to leave now.
Damien Leone, director of Terrifier. So, yes, 3 directors praising it. Shocking.
I want to go back to before.
Okay, we'll stop there. I mean, yeah, I'm down. I just think that The Monkey was awful, right? Anyone see The Monkey? Really terrible film. Is that this year? I think it was. Wow. You talk about tonally. Ooh, man, that was borderline unwatchable. We've had some bad films this year. The Monkey, Mickey 17. And you can't be on the wrong side of history with these things. If you are, I don't know what to tell you. You're done. You know, like we talk about, you're done. There's no returning from that. Let's do a comment blast closeout, and then I'm going to get ready, because here's why. Okay, so I'm going to do the comment blast closeout here because normally I'd go for another 20 minutes. Because I'm going to do an MMT Gets Freaky as a whole nother show, I'm going to go off. And if you're on YouTube, you're going to see it pop up again, only with the new thumbnail, and we're going to change the drapery and all that shit, and then I'm going to talk about something way different. Okay, that's what we do. We do 2 different shows. They're always live, okay? But I will answer some comments if I didn't get to. If I didn't get to your super chat tonight, I apologize if I didn't. I see Coach is right here with one. Thank you, Coach. Sorry if I didn't get to it earlier. I couldn't worry about the death of theaters. Performance theaters for plays will live on and have survived centuries. Going to hit up Laguna Playhouse. Nice call. I've never been there, but I've heard great things about it. A little far. It's down there, right? I mean, I go down to Huntington and Newport. Oh, he's going to Huntington Beach. He's a right-wing Nazi. Whatever. It's the stupidest shit I ever heard. But you go and you look at Laguna. It's way down there. It's very isolated. It's beautiful. I have a guy that I know down there that lives in a gigantic house. Not like my best buddy, but I know him. He knows who I am. We know each other, and he lives up in like a multi-million-dollar house up in the hills. I'm like, must be nice, buddy. Must be nice to live up in the hills in Laguna. But theaters are in trouble. You know, we've talked about that ad nauseum. I don't need to talk about it tonight. We've talked about that so much. Yeah, right. Think about Huntington Beach, right? If someone will cut this out and say, there's the proof that Weber is a Nazi. He hangs out in Huntington Beach. Versus, you know what the thing about Huntington Beach is? It's very Midwestern. It's very normal, okay? There's not, I know this is shocking, but there is, from what I can tell, all of my buddies who live there and people that I know that go there, not a lot of white supremacists, but I don't know. You listen to Twitter, listen, I'm going to defer to them because of course, they know everything. Versus the people that actually go there and hang out there. Oh, but Weber's delusional. He doesn't even realize. I know exactly what's going on there, and do not tell me otherwise, okay? If it were, I would tell you. I have never once encountered anything. But that's because you're white, Weber. Oh, shut up. Just stop. Just don't even do that. We're not playing that game. But when you look at Laguna's beautiful, Newport Beach, wow. Huntington, that whole area of Orange County along the coast is just some of my favorite real estate. If I could, I would probably go back to Huntington. I like being up here in Burbank, though. I do. But truth be told, when I moved up here, I liked going to all the events more that are up here in Burbank. And I don't go to many of them anymore. I mean, I really don't. Listen, I don't even know for sure if I'm going to see Springsteen tomorrow. It's like a judgment call moment of. I'll be like, yeah, we'll just snap decision. Do I want to go or not? The Bradley Cooper movie on Tuesday, same thing. I enjoy going to see these movies at AMC 16. It's easier for me, and I don't have to deal with, the film Twitter people that I don't want to see. And, conversely, they probably don't want to see me. I don't care about that, but I just, they're not cool. Man, the film Twitter people are very uncool. Like, I don't want that stench. I mean, not literally. They don't literally stink, but they're just not cool people. I don't want to hang out with people that are not like elite. I don't care if you're like cool. I'm not saying like, but they're not interesting. They think they are, but they're very dull. And I don't want to be around those people. I want to be around people that are real, people that are not one side or the other, that have shades of gray, which of course One Battle has none of that. Everything is black or white. Lockjaw. I forgot to play tonight's track. I was going to close out with this. This is from tonight's evaluation, Good Fortune. By the way, Real Life Send Me an Angel released 2 times, right? Originally, I think 84, and then they brought it back in 89. I think it was a hit both times, bigger in 89, to my knowledge. I think it's the only hit. But there we go. About ready to roll out of here, so get your comments in and I'll get out. Listen, honestly, can I just tell you guys, you need to listen, please. You need to stay, because what I'm going to do in the next show is way better than what we did here. Like, way better. What we did tonight's fine. It's whatever. It's One Battle. We're talking about bullshit. What I'm going to show you in a minute is, like, this actually could affect your life. This stuff's never going to affect your life. It's a movie. We're talking about, by the way, do you guys like the orange tonight? Thank you very much. Tonight's kit is Luton Town. Why? Orange with the white shades. We got it, man. We got listen, nobody beats us. We're the gold standard. You can't compete. I said it off the top, and I meant it. Okay? I don't know, maybe. Tents are taking over Burbank. Not yet, although they probably will at some time in the near future. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll out of here because we're at 48. That's plenty enough time. Okay, you got plenty enough MMT Sunday Night Spectacular. In a minute, give me a minute. I'm going to go get a drink, chill for a second. I'll be back on 5-10 minutes max. Get the alerts, Midnight Movie Talk, and we're going to talk on MMT Gets Freaky. In fact, I'm going to give you a preview right now. I'm going to show you our brand new MMT Gets Freaky. There it is. Okay. When I come back, we're going to talk about real life Pacific Rim. And I'm not kidding. Don't say I'm crazy. You can think that, but until you see what I'm going to present my case, and then you're going to say he's right, and you're going to go, holy shit, my whole world's changed. That's what you're going to do, because that's what we do. That's what makes the gold standard. We're able to switch hats quickly and get ready. It's coming up next on MMT Gets Freaky on this Sunday night. Thanks for being here. Sunday Night Spectacular off the air. See you in about 5 minutes or less. Peace out. Bye.